welcome this evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you're at. This is Dr. Brenda Roach, but you can call me Brenda, and I'm here this evening to talk about how to overcome the trap of the fifth leading cause of self-doubt, which is anxiety. And so over the last month, or a little more than a month, I've been talking about the 5 different traps of self-doubt and ways to overcome them. And so again, if you're just joining me, please let me know where you're from, put your name down below. If, as I'm going through this, is making sense to you, give me some thumbs up, give me some loves, let me know that this is making sense to you. If it makes sense and you think someone else can benefit from it, please share it as well. And again, I'm just glad you're joining in. If you catch this on a replay, put hashtag replay down below so that I can give a shout out to you and also just interact with you. And I'd love to hear where you're from as well. So again, my name is Dr. Brenda Roach, and you can call me Brenda. By day, I'm a neuropsychologist, and by night, I help individuals learn how to put their business online. And that's through different skill sets on getting lead generation, looking at social media and social marketing, as well as mindset. And that's the topic that I'm really talking about this evening as mindset topic. And it's really talking again about how to overcome the 5th trap of self-doubt, which is anxiety, which is a really big one. And so over the last 4 weeks, I've talked about the first 4. So the first one is hesitating. The second one was hiding. The third one was being hypercritical of yourself. And the last one was helplessness. And again, tonight, I'm going to be talking about anxiety and how do you overcome anxiety. To move, hey Don, glad you're here. You know, to the more control that you have over your thoughts and your belief systems and your actions, the more likely you are to have success in all of the endeavors that you do, whether that is relationships, whether that is business or career paths, whatever it is that you're involved in. Again, having more control over our thoughts, our actions, as well as our belief systems. And so tonight I'm really going to be talking about anxiety. And again, if this is making sense as I go along, let me know that. Give me some thumbs up. Let me know. So anxiety is a really big one because it stops people right in their tracks. And we often minimize the impact that anxiety has on our lives and on the lives of other people. And we often just, say, just get over it. Well, if it was that easy, no one would really have anxiety, right? But it's not as easy as that. But it is what we can do is to change our thoughts and the way we think about things. And so anxiety is really a physical state of worry, and it's that physical reaction to that worry and to fear. And what we do is when we overthink things. And so how many of you out here overthink things? Give me a number 1 down below, if you overthink things or think into the future too much, future thinking, and really worry about things, before they're even here. And so again, if that is, something that you do, I know I do that. I'd be putting a 1 down there for sure. We all do that from time to time. And so that is part of worry, and it can really become a problem if you don't learn how to control it. And because it can really lead to panic attacks, which can be really pretty serious. And because what it does is it floods cortisol into our brain, and it really takes over our brain. It hijacks our brain. And so when we have a high level of anxiety or panic, either of those, because it can do it even before it gets to the level of panic, anxiety can, it hijacks our brain. And so it's like we have our foot on the gas, we're going 100 miles an hour, and we have no steering wheel or brake. And so in those situations, we don't make great decisions. We aren't able to problem solve. We're not able to focus very well. We're just not able to think very well at all. And we really have lost control at that point, and we're really into our limbic system, into our fight, flight, or freeze part of our brain. And again, our prefrontal cortex is kind of offline. And so what we want to do is we want to learn how to control that prior to getting to that state of where anxiety or panic take over on our brain. So we all also experience kind of mild levels of anxiety. So if we're going to go do something for the first time, or we're going to be meeting with somebody or talking to someone, giving somebody a call. So we all have that, low levels, medium levels of anxiety, which sometimes are okay Because if we didn't have any level of anxiety, there's not much we would do. So, little bit of anxiety keeps us safe. It helps us prepare for things. It makes us activate when we need to. But at a certain point, when it reaches to a certain level, it becomes more detrimental to us than helpful. And that's what we're really talking about, is how do we control that level of anxiety that gets to a point that it really is counterproductive for us. And there are solutions that, I've talked about, people talk about, that are a little wishy-washy, and they're not that they're not important. They are, but they don't really help in the moment when we're really experiencing that anxiety at that time. So things like eating healthy, having a balanced life, exercising, meditating, those are all very important things for us to do on a regular basis for our health and our well-being, and to keep our level of, basically anxiety down on a regular basis. But that doesn't really help in the moment when we're having very significant anxiety. So what I'm going to talk about tonight is, what do we do when we are having that high level of anxiety, or we feel that anxiety kind of coming on? Well, let me tell you, the first thing is your body doesn't know the difference between fear and anxiety unless you and your brain tell it. So again, let me repeat that because that's really important. Your body doesn't know the difference between fear and anxiety unless you tell it. And so the power is in what you tell yourself. So this isn't me just making this up. There was a study done by the Harvard School of Medicine that took a whole bunch of students that were getting ready to go into, exams that were really important, or individuals that were going to go give a speech in front of a lot of different people, and also some athletes that were getting ready for some important athletic events. And what they did is they took all of those, because all of those situations are going to have a heightened arousal for anxiety. And what they did is they taught them to channel that nervousness and that anxiety and the worry and the fear into excitement. All they did was change the way they thought about it. So they really just changed it from instead of, I'm afraid of taking this test, I'm afraid I'm going to fail this test, to I'm excited to take this test to show what I know. I'm excited to get up in front of people and tell them what I have to say. I'm excited about running in this event to see how I'm going to do. So all they did was change the words in their head, their thoughts, from the fear and the anxiety and the worry thoughts to changing it into, I'm excited. That's all they did. And what it showed is that it made a huge difference in the outcome and how those individuals did and performed throughout their event and throughout their test as well. And so while it seems simple, it's not. It takes practice. So again, if this is making sense, give me some thumbs up. If you think this is helpful for someone, please share it as well as I go on. So we can change our thoughts, and we can channel that energy from a negative energy to a positive energy. And it can make a huge difference. And we can do this in the moment. So you can do this because what it does is it keeps your prefrontal cortex online. It keeps it available. And now you're controlling your prefrontal cortex. Your anxiety and your limbic system is no longer controlling it. And so now you're in control. You have the steering wheel, you have the brake, and you're buckled in for, completing whatever task you're ready to do. So really you can focus, you can problem solve, you're going to make better decisions at that point. Again, if you can control the anxiety. And it's as simple as saying, and just changing your thoughts to I'm excited about, instead of I'm afraid of or I'm worried about. We change it to excitement, because our body doesn't know the difference between fear and excitement. And as I've talked about over the last month, is our brain is wired to protect us from fear and feeling uncomfortable. So automatically when we say in our head and have those thoughts that I'm afraid or I'm worried, our brain is going to protect us, and it's going to stop us from doing the tasks that we now know we need to do. And it's also going to shut down our prefrontal cortex, so we're not thinking very well, we're not processing information very well, we're not attending to information. So all of those things that people have talked about, including myself, around eating healthy and exercising and meditation, all those things are very, very important to do, because it brings down our level of anxiety arousal on a regular basis. But this is something that you can do by just talking about I'm excited, just changing your thought to I'm excited about. It can change it in the moment, and it can help us really bring down all of, that level of anxiety. And it will help us really perform a lot better and be much more successful. So it really is just kind of tricking your brain into a positive state instead of a negative state. What you tell yourself really can become your reality at that point. So when you're nervous or anxious or afraid, tell yourself over and over and over again, I'm excited about, and put whatever it is on that stem and put a smile on your face. This will really help you, again, learn how to control that prefrontal cortex, which is a very critical part of our brain. And it may seem really way too simple. And again, if this is making sense, let me know. But it may seem too simple, but you'd be surprised to know that many really skilled and people that get paid lots of money to do presentations and train people and speak in front of people use this exact technique. Many professional athletes, as they're training and preparing, and Olympic athletes prepare and train, they use this exact technique. So we know it works. Feeling anxious and nervous is a normal emotion. It's a normal thing that we're experiencing. We all get nervous at times, and again, a little bit of anxiousness or nervousness is important. But when it gets to that heightened level where it actually gets into the anxiety and the fear to a point of panic, and where it shuts down our prefrontal cortex and we no longer have control, that's where it is no longer healthy, and we need to figure out how to control it. And that's by I'm excited about. Just change the way you talk to yourself. So channel that nervous anxiety, fear. Talk in your head to I'm excited. Change it into a positive way of looking at things. It's basically training our brain otherwise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm excited about. So just really change and look at what it is that you're excited about. Your body will start to feel that, and it will tell you, you're telling your body that we're no longer afraid. I'm excited. And in being excited about something, our brain doesn't protect us from being excited. So it's going to allow us to do what we need to do in that moment. Because again, your body doesn't know the difference between fear and anxiety. So if we are our excitement, and so if we tell ourselves that we're excited, we can be excited, and our brain is going to, not have to protect us from that. So I'm excited, and it's normal to feel this way. And you can just tell your brain, and your brain's going to say, oh, okay, she's just excited. And it's going to allow us to take action. It's going to allow us to do the things that we need to do at that point. So you really do have the power. People don't think they have the power, but you actually do. You have the power to control those emotions. Now, the whole issue around medication. There are people who definitely need medication. There's no shame in taking medication, and medication can be extremely helpful while people are learning these skills and getting these skills on board. And I would always suggest, if you have, a very significant clinical anxiety, that you would look at, consulting with, a psychiatrist or your physician around that to see if that would be beneficial for you. But I would never recommend going on medication without also doing some of this cognitive work, because it is critical so that you can learn how to control those thoughts, which control the anxiety, because you're just excited about it and your brain no longer has to protect you. So again, change your thoughts to I'm excited about instead of I'm worrying about or I'm afraid of. It works. So I'm really excited that I hope many of you will try this. Again, just shifting your mind from being scared or being fearful to just being excited about it. So it's as simple as that, even though it's not simple. It takes practice to do, just like everything else does. But I hope you found this helpful. Again, if you did, give me some thumbs up, give me some loves, let me know it was helpful. Share it with people you think it could be helpful for. We all experience anxiety throughout our life, and it can be completely debilitating, but it doesn't have to be. We can learn how to take control over it. So again, I hope you found this helpful. Now this week I'm doing some traveling. I'm heading to Las Vegas to get some training myself from a bunch of my mentors there in Las Vegas in a big training that I'm going to. I'm very excited. I get to meet some of them in person for the very first time. And so I am going to do my best to do a live still on Thursday and Sunday evenings. I will post it on my page to let you know exactly what time, but I'm going to try and do it as close to my normal time which both the Sunday or the Thursday evening at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. I'll be doing another training on some more techniques and skills and tips around building your business online. And the same thing Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. So I'm going to try and do it the best I can, the closest to I can on those times, but I will post that to let you know if anything comes up to stop me from being able to do that. Again, if this made sense, let me know. Give me some loves, give me some thumbs up. If you're just jumping on again, my name is Dr. Brenda Roach, but you can call me Brenda, and I help people build their business online, and mindset is a really important topic, and that's what I talked about tonight. So again, thank you for joining me. I hope you have a pleasant evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you're from. And I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you again on Thursday evening. Thank you.